Today we're talking about what happens when you compound or make composition for your criminal charge in a night court case. If you are involved in a criminal case in court and you're facing regulatory or minor traffic offences, you may be given the opportunity to compound or pay a composition fine to resolve your case instead of having to actually plead guilty in court. The composition of an offence is an out-of-court settlement offered by the prosecuting agency where you make payment of an administrative financial penalty to the prosecuting agency in order to avoid further prosecution in court. Prosecution in court potentially leads to a fine being imposed by the court that is higher than the original amount of compensation offered by the prosecuting agency, or the court may potentially also impose some other form of punishment. In some cases involving other minor offences, the composition of an offence can involve paying compensation to the victim or making an apology to the victim. If an offence has been compounded, the case is closed and the accused person is not considered as having been convicted of the crime, and he will therefore not have any criminal record for the offence. Generally speaking, only offences that are fairly minor and private in nature can be compounded. A list of the offences that can be compounded can be found in the Criminal Procedure Code. You can compound an offence if composition is offered by the prosecuting agency, for example the Traffic Police or the NEA, the National Environment Agency. Payment should be made before the expiry date of the offer of composition and in any event before the date of the night court hearing, failing which you would still have to attend at the night court. If you are convicted by the court, the fine imposed will generally be higher than the amount offered for composition. It is therefore in your own interest to check carefully with the respective prosecuting agencies for more information on the composition of your offence, and where composition is offered, to do so and pay the composition fine early. For minor traffic and parking offences prosecuted by the Traffic Police or the LTA, HDB and the URA, you can compound the offence by making payment through designated portals such as the AXS kiosks on the website or through the app. Payment through AXS can be made through nets and credit card transactions and is generally a fairly convenient way of paying the composition fine. However, there is generally a prescribed period for you to compound the offence. If the period for you to compound your offence has already expired, you have to do a few things. For example, you may need to plead guilty and pay the court fine separately where this is available for your offence, or you may need to attend at the night courts to plead guilty, and the offer of composition can also be revoked by the prosecuting agency, for example when you fail to attend court and a warrant of arrest is issued. It is therefore in your own interest to compound early while the offer of composition is still available to you. So there you have it, some very basic information on what happens when you compound your criminal charge in a night court case. Thanks for watching.